out of Facebook, which is grumpy. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Mother's Day special. Hi.
Hi.
We've got with us, Ascheley Does Cosplay along with Cosplay Mom 3000. Hello. And then we have Jinx Cosplay here. And then this is my mom. I'm going to call her ThermoMom. So, and I'm ThermoCosplay, and thank you for joining us today for our Mother's Day special.
Yay! Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, regardless
Happy
of who your little one is. Furry moms, real moms, adoptive moms, any moms. We love you guys.
Everybody.
I can do that. No problem.
Moms to be. Yeah, why not? You're already taking care of something in there.
Right.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Happy Mom's Day, y'all.
So today we're going to talk about what it's like for moms to cosplay with their kids and families, and what it's like to be an older generation cosplayer too, and either the obstacles or joys and experiences that you face, what it's like to create a cosplay. We'll go through a lot of different things, but first let's go ahead and have Ascheley Does Cosplay and Cosplay Mom 3000 introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Ascheley. This is my mom, Selena, also known as Cosplay Mom 3000. We're both on Instagram, Facebook, and we've been cosplaying. Oh, I've been doing it for about 8 years now, and she's been doing it for like six. Yeah, about 6 years. A couple of years after I started, she kind of started like roping her in to do it with me. So yeah.
Yay!
Arizona local, so you'll probably see us at cons here in Arizona, and then like also in like California sometimes.
Yay!
Again.
Yeah, that's the first time I met Cosplay Mom 3000 was at WinterCon. So awesome. Yeah.
I met Cosplay Mom 3000, I think at Tucson. That was the first time I met her. Tucson.
Oh.
Tucson Comic-Con.
Yeah, like you've talked about your mom all the time, but I don't think I actually officially met her until Tucson. So, yeah. So, and then I am Sam from ThermoCosplay, and you guys know me. I've been cosplaying since 2014, and this is my mom. And you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Trish, and I love cosplaying with her. So I'm so glad they brought me in because it's a fun family event to do, and I look forward to them every time.
It's awesome. And I think you started in like 2016.
I think it was a couple of years after.
Yeah. She started, I think her first one that she did was
Ellie.
Yeah, from Borderlands. So
she's a beast.
That was crazy. What was the first cosplay that you did, Selena?
It was we were DC villains.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Awesome. I think that I remember maybe seeing that. I don't know. Looks like, gosh, the years sort of just blend together sometimes.
They do.
But I'm trying to find. I found my mom's first photo, so I'm gonna share that, and then we'll have to find the DC villains for you guys too. But the first time that ThermoMom,
I didn't do my intro.
Oh, you didn't do your intro. I'm so sorry. You go ahead. I hate you, Jax. No. Go ahead.
Everybody knows who I am. But hi, I'm Jessica from Jinx Cosplay. I've been cosplaying since 2001, and I just want to talk a little bit. I don't want to get it all sad, so I'm just going to mention it now. My mom passed away in 2012, but she was the one who taught me how to sew. She was the one that helped me get my cosplay off the ground. I told her, hey, let's make this. She's like, let's do it. And I know that she would have loved to join me in cosplay. So out there too, even, it's people are like, oh, aren't you sad on Mother's Day? I'm like, no, why? Like, that's great. Like, celebrate your mother. So I always celebrate my mother every day anyway. But if you're out there like me too, then I feel you. But happy Mother's Day to all. That's my little story. Sorry, now we can be happy. Yay!
Yay! No, it's okay. That's a good thing to talk about too. It's totally fine.
Yeah, she would totally have loved it though. I know she would have been like,
you know what? We would dress her up too.
I know, and then it'd be like the mom's group, right? We'd be like, okay, now we gotta have them in their own group. Oh,
yep. So this was the very first costume that
nice
that she did, and me see if I
Do we
can.
have a full size too? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's intense. Yeah.
Do you like
That's where my
pillows?
stuffing was a little off.
I mean, that's the first. I mean, we had to learn how to change the pillow stuffing afterwards. But lesson learned, she had 6 bras on, and like
that sounds painful actually. Like that must have been oof. One bra is like
out of trouble. So.
It was intense because I took and sewed bra after bra after bra together until I got the magnitude that I needed. But then walking around with it was like, this is really heavy.
This is crazy. Like, what am I doing? Oh my gosh. So I think I've got the villains. I wonder if I have. Oh, I do have it. So I found you and your mom. Ha ha ha. Because I am the master of sneaking around people's Facebook pages. But
oh my goodness,
that's awesome.
Oh God. You know, that's
I love it.
So long ago, because you can tell that like both of us are like technique and our like presentation has dramatically improved. Because I look at pictures like this that are like, you know, from when we first started doing it together. I think this might have been like my 2nd or 3rd year going to Phoenix Comic-Con. And then
you look so good as Ivy though. It's so cute.
And I redo at some point, but I just look at those and then I look at like figures done more recently, like Cinderella and Fairy Godmother. Like those are ones that I'm like, wow, look how much we've improved like over time. And even
super glow up. Yeah.
You know, even just but even from her perspective, like being good with posing and being good like looking like, you know, being a model for camera work, she like has done so much like the past few years that we started off with. So, you know, that's, you know, you always have room to improve no matter what level like amount of put and like stuff you do to like make it, you know, your own.
We've got lots of comments here already. I'm gonna go read through them as you go through pictures. Michelle says, you guys look great today. Happy Mother's Day. And she says, my mom cosplays with me too. So fun. You can always send us some pictures. We'd love to see. Robert, Papa Fallout says, happy Mother's Day.
Hi, Papa Fallout.
Matt says, hi, Cos Mama. Oh, so cute. Ben's on board. So Ben is Sam's brother and Trisha's son. So let's see. Kat. Hi, Kat.
Hi,
Anthony says, hello, everyone. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. Anthony says, I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you so much. That's so kind. Fabio says, hi, ladies. Happy Mother's Day to my wife, who is Trish. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. Happy Mother's Day to all you out there. Pre just said happy Mother's Day as well. Pre Rodriguez from Twitch.
Thank
you. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Yay. I don't know why I have this little upload overlay thing popping up, but it's okay. I have like this little thing that's kind of like freaking out on me, but it's okay. We're good. We're just gonna keep straight. So what was you said your first experience was the Disney villains. How was that? Like
DC?
The first time going to or DC, not Disney, sorry, DC villains. Close enough. Anyways. So what was that like for the first time going to a convention in costume?
Well, I had a good time. Wasn't wearing costume.
Yeah. It was kind of overwhelming. There were like literally thousands of people there, you know.
Which is something it's hard to imagine these days.
Right. Yeah.
Seems like so long ago.
The costume was pretty comfortable, you know, except for that stupid hat.
Oh, yeah.
Big head. I met Ron Perlman there. He kissed my magic.
It was pretty great. Yeah.
Ooh, whoa. Because you were dressed up as the penguin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Michael was dressed up as Riddler, but he was like, oh, yeah, Question Man. And we're like, yeah, Question Man.
Like, okay, yeah.
Oh, Question Man.
I mean, I guess that works. It's close enough.
It's not a
even a little bit now.
A Question Man. Wow.
Yeah. And I know like both of you, I mean, you're both moms, obviously. So, I mean, I guess I'm not. I guess I was born out of that.
You're so silly. Oh my god.
That or it came out of an egg. I don't know. So what was it like? Well, I'll ask you. Like, what was like the challenges you faced creating your first costume?
And they're so patient with me, the kids. I'm a hand sewer. I like to sew by hand. I get a little stressed out over sewing machines. So everything I sew by hand. So Sam was trying to explain to me, yeah, I know, right? So I sewed Ellie entirely by hand. And she kept saying, Mom, if you'll just try the sewing machine. I'm like, no, it stresses me out. So that was always my challenge, is everything I sew, I do it all by hand. And I'm learning to start to turn a little bit towards the sewing machine, but I haven't used it yet.
I believe
that's probably one of the biggest challenges with making the cosplay.
Well, I can say that like I don't like hand sewing. That's just because I just am, so really proficient with the machine. But I know that hand sewing can be really therapeutic for people to like sit and kind of just do things with your hands. I am guilty of hand sewing during Zoom calls. So I totally get it if that's something that you're really comfortable with.
That's how it is with me. It's just really it relaxes me.
It's like cross stitching.
It's like I'm getting knitting. To watch every bit of it and develop, and I'm slow motion in general, so it probably goes with me. I don't do anything very fast, If they're very patient.
Hand sewing is what makes it fun for you, then like do it that way.
Yeah.
You have to do it, doing it.
And they were so funny because whenever they were kids, I would lay them down on material, cut it out, and then hand sew it. And then when it came to making Ellie, she's just so big. So I laid down on the material, and then Sam sketched out and said, "Okay, Mom, this is what we want to do." So that's how we made Ellie.
We literally had her lay out and then laid the pillows on top of her so that we made sure that we had all the things we needed.
That's too cute. Oh my God.
I wish I had balls to see that happen. In my
Ooh. Ashley, you're cutting out a little bit.
You put out
no.
Are you on Wi-Fi or are you on data?
I'm on Wi-Fi, but let me see if I can switch to data because
sometimes data is a little bit better depending.
Look at for a second. So yeah, look for a second. So I know that we like when she comes back, we'll go ahead and talk about like what their first crafting experience was like. But Jess, I know you said that your mom helped you learn how to do sewing. So what
want me to talk about that a little bit?
What was the first costume your mom helped you with?
So my mom, she sewed. She was taught by her mom who sewed, and she would make us like all of our stuff, our Halloween costumes and everything. Like she made me like a Arabian princess, which I was like, oh my God, I glowed up into my own Arabian princess. And the first, like, if we want to talk now that Disney is cosplay, that was probably my first official cosplay when I was like 10. In junior high, she made me a Sailor Jupiter costume, which was like, there were actual patterns back then that was 1997, I think. Yeah. So that was kind of my first cosplay, but I wasn't like into it then. But in high school, so we used to go as a family to San Diego Comic-Con. We went as a family in like 96. And so obviously that's the first time I ever saw cosplayers, but I didn't get into it until 2001 was my first cosplay. But of course I went, I think we had gone a year before that too. And I was like, I want to do it now. And my mom's like, yes, let's do it. So I would just show her a picture. Like she was so brilliant. I would show her a picture and she would just know exactly what to do. Like she's like today's modern day, like cosplay, brilliance. She helped me make that. She made most of that. Oh. So she always like knew, okay, well, and she was like the queen of like pattern Frankensteining and altering. So she could take something and be like, okay, we'll use this and then we'll do this. We didn't make that. But she was just so brilliant. Oh, the Rhinoa one, she guided me on that. And I actually made most of it myself. And that was my first cosplay, but she guided me on it. But everything else, like the honey costume that you showed earlier, like she was so excited to make it. And funny story is like, I would show a picture to my dad, or my dad would be like, what are you making? And so my mom and he'd be like, oh, but is it going to be that short? And my mom's like, no, don't worry. We're going to make it longer. And she's like, No, we're not. So it's so cute. Like she taught me all that stuff, and she was always so excited about making things. And she like the knowledge that she had was so amazing. Like there's and you're not gonna find it because I don't think I have her one up lately. But the Elika from Prince of Persia, I showed her this picture because it looks like, if you don't know what Elika looks like, she has like this dress that looks like it's been ripped apart and it's like really low cut. And I told my mom, I'm like, and you know, I'm small. So I was like, Ma, I want to still look busty in this. And she made like a shelf bra that like pushed in. Like she was like brilliant. And, you know, it was amazing. And she was always so supportive. And and then, yeah, there you go. It's hard kind of, yeah. So you can see it, like she made little like, you know, and I think that was one of the last ones that she made for me. And then I moved overseas. But she was always so supportive and creative, and she would have probably been so excited how much cosplay has grown. Oh my gosh, I could probably show her anything. She'd be like, okay, let's do it, you know. And I'm like, oh, how do I do this? So yeah. Oh, but I love to see that you guys cosplay together, because I know that she would be like, oh, she'll probably like make cosplay friends. And so,
well,
yeah.
You know, I feel like that's a really sweet way to like honor your mother, especially since she was such a big influence on you getting started in it. It's always when you work on something, you can always think of like, you know, how she would have like gone forward with it, or how she would have like supported you as you made it. So it's good that you still are like really into it.
It's like WWMD, like what would Mama do? And I did. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, she taught me some specific techniques, and I always remember that. I do regret that I didn't learn more from her, but it did. You're right. Like I had taken a break for a couple years, and then when I did my first cosplay back without her, that was so difficult. It was really trying. Like I was doing it all myself. I didn't have her to rely on, and you know, and that cosplay like holds a special place in my heart too, because it was driven by her, you know, by her memories. So okay, but that's it. I don't want to be any more sad. I'm happy that I've learned such amazing things from her. So yeah,
it's not sad. It's a happy thing to be able to talk about it and like be able to like tell us. You know, that's how you keep people alive, is like telling everybody you know, and telling people about, you know, what makes them special to you and what keeps them in your heart.
Yeah. So I have one more little story before we go then, if you're gonna mention that. You know how we're our own worst critics when we're doing stuff, creating stuff. We're like, oh my God, like you see the picture and like, look at these seams and everything. And everyone's like, I don't get it. No, it looks fine. I'm really, really strict on myself, right? So when we were moving, I was going through some boxes, and I keep stuff that she's sewn. So I took out this skirt that she had sewn me. It was a beautiful like Filipino dress skirt. So, you know, it's, you know, supposed to be high end. So I look at it, and in pictures it's gorgeous. And I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, this seam, like what was she doing? You know, like there's like an extra seam here and to like fill in. And I just realized like, she never told me about this. I never saw it. Like, you know, like we're our own worst critics. And even her, who I had thought was like amazing, and she is amazing, she still, you know, had her errors and still went with it. You know, she didn't look at it and be like, oh, it's trash. You know, she just kept going wherever she made errors. And if you don't tell anybody, they don't know.
They don't exist.
So
nope,
there's my little story of, if you're too hard on yourself, you'll know, no one will know if you don't tell them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what about you, Cosplay Mom 3000? That was like when you first started creating costumes, like
no, Ashley's the creative genius behind it all. I'm just there to provide support and just do my part. I show up where she tells me to show up. I do for the makeup. I'm just her sidekick. She's the genius behind it.
That's so cute.
That's being very like, that understates it a lot. She has it's usually I do a lot of the makeup and the putting it together and stuff, but she has a lot of like input in there, a lot of like things that I like wouldn't have thought of. She'll be like, oh, well, like what about like this for jewelry, or what about this for like, you know, and I'm like, oh yeah, that would be a good idea. Okay. So like she puts in more than she's like giving herself credit for. Like you said, you're your own worst critic. I am the one that does a lot of the sewing and stuff, but don't get me wrong, I am not above buying things if I can buy it. So like, like these dresses, I did not make these. These are things that were bought on Amazon that were just like, oh, that would fit the character, so that works. Right. So like things like that, like I am not the person that always makes everything. And usually she'll pick out, if it's something like this where we can buy it,
She'll pick her own stuff. I'll just say the name, like look for something like this, and then
So
you know
cute,
if she can't find it, then I'll help. But you know, you're not giving yourself enough credit.
Oh.
And you know, you got to be cute to to wear it and make it work. So that helps.
Yeah, that confidence. Just go right in with it. Like, yes.
Good genes. You guys are so cute.
So, what is your favorite part of cosplaying then, Selena? What makes it so awesome for you?
My very favorite part is when you show up at the con and people are like, I know who that is. I recognize your character. You guys did an amazing job. Can we take your picture? That's my favorite part. Like
Yeah,
we did Tooth Fairy, Jack Frost, and I was Sandman, and it was great. Everybody knew who we were instantly. It's like, wow, you guys are great. Can we take your picture? You know, it was great. That's what does it for me. That's what gets me amped up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I love seeing like this. This was so cool when I
Right,
saw the
right.
and the Sandman. Yeah, it's so awesome.
Thank you.
So much fun.
Everybody
just
loved Fairy Godmother and Cinderella at
WonderCon.
Oh, I would say that's like your guys' most iconic pair. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
for
You know
sure.
what? With costuming, like, or with costume, I can't even talk. With cosplays, I've learned that like when you like grab onto people's feelings of nostalgia, it immediately is like I love it. I can't like get enough of this,
Right.
especially when
Yeah.
it's something that like you don't see all the time. And I've seen other cosplayers do this version of Cinderella, but I don't think I've seen a single person do this fairy godmother. So
Right,
Yeah.
right.
that's always, and I think that's another thing. That's something that draws us to doing the characters that we tend to pick, are things that we don't get to see like a lot, and things that we enjoy that we would like to see more of.
Something that's so
Oh
mainstream.
yeah. Oh, I love that pair too. So cute.
Thank you.
Cute. Oh.
It's just so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Like I
Playing
mean,
a villain is fun.
She
love the
she likes the
pirates, too.
villain. Oh my gosh, she like convinced me to do pirates at the Renaissance Fair. Oh god, I didn't even want to do it. She was like, "You should do it."
And
Like,
then she won the pirate costume contest. The first time out, like the first go round. I'm like,
See, moms know.
What did I tell you?
Moms know.
We even got my mom to do it. Do you have a picture of my mom as a pirate?
Oh really?
I don't think so. I don't think we have any pictures of Nana.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I should note Nana did not enjoy being a pirate. She was not. She did not. There will be no like Nana does cosplay. She was not feeling it. This was the
Oh my
second
God.
time we got her to dress up. We also got her to dress up for the Renaissance Fair a couple years ago. We did the three fairies and Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, right. That was
And
fun.
and my Nana was Meriwether. And she did not like it one bit. She was like, I didn't know people were going to be taking pictures of us.
Talk about typecasting. She was a perfect, you know how Meriwether's always like disgruntled and frowned up.
That was my Nana.
Yeah.
And I was like,
such a great actress. You're like, no, guys.
She's not.
I was kind of,
She's not.
I tried to convince her at one point to do, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Game of Thrones, but I was trying to convince her to do Lady Tyrell. And like when she's like, tell Sissy, I want her to know it was me. Like I wanted her to be her so bad. And my mom was like, and I was trying to tell her about it, and my mom goes, oh, she's some bitchy old lady. And I'm like, Mom, that's not how you convince someone to do it. That is not convincing. So suffice to say, she did not do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But-
you know,
It's okay.
fine.
I might be
It's
able to
good.
convince her one day.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Do we have comments we need to go through, Jess? Let me see if I have. So
Let's see. Papa Fallout. Well, thank you so much. I feel for you. You lost my mom when I was first getting into cosplay. Funniest thing ever. When trying to explain to my 78-year-old mom what it is, after that, she was very supportive as I found something I'd love to do. That's perfect. Is like, I know there's a problem. I feel sad when I hear cosplayers say that their parents don't support it, which I always feel so grateful that my mom was just as supportive as long as I was, like stimulated and enjoying it, and it was, something good for me. So definitely, if there's anyone out there that has parents that aren't like fond of it, like we'll help you. We'll try and give you some advice if possible.
I'll rent my mom out to you.
Yeah,
There you go.
If you need a CosMom, we've got 2 available.
Oh, look at this. Papa Paulo says, I pretty much dedicated my power armor to my parents, rose from my mom on one side, and a box of Cheez-Its for my dad on the other. That is so cute, though. Oh, and Michelle says, I love the photos. Oh, thank you so much, guys.
Well, and I think it's nice to see, because a lot of the things, like you brought up points of like there are people that have a hard time, multi-generations, that are cosplaying now, right? We've got people from all walks of life. Like the oldest cosplayer I met was 98. She was in a wheelchair, and she did do the Tyrell old lady. She was straight up the sassiest old woman.
I believe it.
She had her own like throne with like the swords in it. She's like, this is mine. We knew all along this was gonna be mine. And I'm like, but like, that's the thing, is I don't think that a lot of parents that don't support, they don't realize that it's similar to like how sports are. Every generation enjoys sports. A lot of generations enjoy video games. Cosplay is just a more constructive way of getting out your creative side and getting to spend time and socialize while embodying characters you enjoy. So,
right, and little risk of getting hurt, I might add.
Yeah, versus sports.
Yeah.
And I have to say that like cosplay is, I think, it's still kind of looked down on. It's getting a lot more popular. But I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, what kind of skill is it? And it can be two skills. It can be either one or both. It could be, like an art skill. So of course you're creating things, or it could be performance skill, like a performance art. For those maybe that only buy costumes, because it's like theater, like you're acting as somebody, or you could be both. And I think that people that don't understand cosplay don't realize that. They're just like, oh, you're just playing dress up, like what kids do when they're little, and that's definitely not it. It's either one of the two, I believe, or both. And those are two completely valid hobbies and interests, and I hope that more people see it, especially parents, because I think it's great. It's a great skill for young people to get involved in, because it encompasses so many different like aspects of creation and, a personal like search, what am I trying to say? Identification. People that will find who they're, who they feel like. And I'm sorry, I feel like I'm like Dr. Filling this or something right now.
You're not.
No, cosplay can be a gateway to other things. To becoming a professional. A costume designer,
wig designer, makeup artist.
Yeah, that's a gateway to a lot of different things.
Or prop building, like that's a popular. Even non-cosplayers will buy props. Like it doesn't even have to be for just cosplayers. Because fans want replicas or whatever just to collect. So I feel like cosplay is probably one of the most like multifaceted. I can't even think of anything else that's like it. Multifaceted hobby that you could ever undertake. So
I think the closest thing I can think of that would be almost like cosplay is like drag artistry.
Yeah.
Like that's like probably the net. Like I feel like I always think of drag as like the like cousin of cosplay,
because you can do the performance. Unfortunately, obviously that's a lot more like a lot of people have like negative ideas of it, unfortunately, which is so I get that people there's still a lot of people that hide that they do drag, which I used to hide that I did cosplay a long time ago. So
and what you were saying about how people compare it to like kids, whenever people ask me like why I do it, I'm like, well, it's because I'm a child with adult money.
Yes. Oh my
and
God,
like there's nothing wrong with that. It keeps me young, keeps me, and I feel like it keeps you young. It kind of forces you to kind of get out of your.
I'm not aging it out. What are you talking about?
My bad.
Yeah.
How many times have people told you that's your mom?
Oh, it's so cute.
I don't think of it as a bad thing that people associate it with like kids, because I'm like, I'm a big kid.
Yeah, I am too.
Well, and the positive thing is, honestly, though, like when I feel like a lot of the times too, there are younger kids out there that like when they see someone dressed up as their favorite character, when moms are dressed up as a kid's favorite character, I feel like it brings delight to their heart to have a kid come screaming excitedly, running up to them, going, "Oh my God, I love you!" It's like reminiscent. It's like that it takes you back to ye old days of when your kids were tiny.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a win-win for a lot of like parents too, who their kids are older, they have dressed up, they've kind of moved on, or it's another like I have friends that they've started dressing up their kids and they grow up together in cosplay. And again, it's
gonna be me.
there's so much you have to break down so much, right? You're teaching your kid how to sew and construct garments. Yeah. You're teaching them time management, project management, money management. There's a lot involved.
Right.
I'm getting ready to
I can
start
remember exactly when Ashley became interested in this kind of thing, dressing her up for Halloween.
Oh,
that's exactly when it started. You know, you get the little Barbie cheerleader costume or the little Barbie flower girl costume.
I was a Barbie child, very much.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
That's when it all started. I know exactly when the moment it began.
I feel like I remember there being a time where I was like, these costumes suck. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I got to make my own. These are not good.
And the rest, as they say, it's history.
So cute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. No, so she's been like, she taught me like the basics of hand sewing, but I hated hand sewing. And so I went and bought a sewing encyclopedia and I learned how to use a machine.
Oh. Oh, Sam, bring up the Fallout, because it's nice when you can have, like, I do get my family to cosplay with me, but like so cute, this the group that we did, the Fallout group, we tried to fit all of you guys in there.
It was so fun.
Yeah. So it was Fallout 4 for you guys if you don't know, and Ben Kitts, who's in the chat here,
Nova Rune cosplay.
Nova Rune, he did the power armor. So we were like, awesome. Oh, Ben's gonna do power armor. We're join in. So there we go. And
impromptu family.
Trish was a gender Ben Nick Valentine. So very cool.
Oh my gosh,
that was such a cool group.
It was.
You guys look so good.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh, walking around was a lot of work.
I mean, I helped him carry it to his car, and I had to carry his shoes, and his shoes are like 15 pounds each because they have steel like reinforcement in them and crap. Right. And it was just, I mean, it was hard. I think it took 3 of us just to carry all the power armor in.
Well, and he couldn't like even really he would take a step and then just you'd be so overrun by the crowd, then another step. So getting anywhere, it took a while.
And there was like the 4 of us kind of like swarming around, like go away. No, I was kidding. We weren't saying that. But if we did have to get some, we were like, sorry guys, we gotta go.
We're just like, okay, use the power armor as like he'll just punt you guys. You need to move.
Yeah. And that's another thing. We were like trying to spot. We're like, oh, move, go away. He's gonna kick you. No. So that was a lot of fun. That group was a lot of fun.
I agree.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. If people have any questions too for us, like if you have any questions about like your parents joining, how it started. With me, it was literally like my brother and I had talked about doing a Borderlands group, and I was like, okay, well, I want to do Nisha, and he's like, well, I want to do Wilhelm, but like a different version of it. And I was like, okay, well, we can have Lena do Tiny Tina, but we need like an Ellie and a Moxie. And so we like kidnapped my brother's wife. And I made a costume for her, and she just glued on like the accessories. And then I asked her, I was like, you want to be Ellie? She's like, what's Ellie? And then she sees this character. She's startled because this character curses a lot, is really big, uses big guns, beats the crap out of people. And she's like, I'm too nice for this. I'm like, no. Once you're in the costume, trust me, it'll work. And then she got in that costume. She was sassy. She's like, I feel it.
What was funny is they told me, Mom, just listen to her talk. And after I listened to her, and then she, hey there, sugar, and I was like, oh yes, I want to.
So like it did take some convincing because she is a very like quiet, mild-natured person. But every character we choose for her always seems to be like the sassy, let's go punk someone.
And I'm super introverted, so when the first cosplay, they were like, Mom, listen, we're going to prepare you for this. And I said, well, couldn't be that many people, can it? And they're like, oh yeah. So when we first got there and I'm with Ellie, I mean, it was like, oh wow, this is what they were talking about.
Yeah. And we also did like so we're talking about multi-generational, so we did Sailor Moon as well, right? And let me actually open up this. Hang on one second, I forgot to share the wrong one. But we did a Sailor Moon group, and Sailor Moon, most people look at them as very young women, right? Because they are really super young. And we, of course, chose the youngest character for her.
Yeah.
So, like, Chibi Moon is literally like 10 years old. But we're like, you're Chibi Moon, congratulations. And it just worked out really well. And so,
And I love Chibi. So
It was fun.
perfect.
We had fun
Yeah.
in that group.
You guys
Yeah,
are so
fun.
cute.
Yay.
It's just adorable. So it just goes to show you that if you love a character, it doesn't matter your age, your size, your gender, just like embrace it. And I feel as though a lot of parents grew up really loving things and never got to do this because cosplay wasn't, I mean, it was around, but it wasn't mainstream. It was not really well known. And so this is just a way for them to finally embrace their creative sides and have fun.
Well, and it helps a lot. I've always had like a low self-esteem and very self-conscious. And so Sam they taught me how to, hey, Mom, just go have fun and don't worry about anything else. And by doing that, it just took me out of being so super self-conscious and to just enjoy. And I love it. I'm glad they brought me in. I'm like,
Yeah, me too. Me too, definitely.
And you know, it's funny that you mentioned that, Sam, about like, that they feel too old or whatever to do it. But it's like when you're like a fan of something, you don't like necessarily grow out of it.
No.
It's like, look at all these. And I think it's because the generations were so much different because our parents, my parents were baby boomers. So they were taught with this kind of like really strong work ethic to take this full responsibility, like, kind of like don't have fun. I'm only speaking for like what my parents know. And my dad, he loved video games. My mom loved, costumes, but they didn't like outwardly show it, but now us as children that have grown up to adults, like we kind of grew up with our parents showing us this stuff, but secretly. So, and now we of course are freer to like share our love of stuff.
Right.
And I think that's kind of where it comes. And that's why maybe like your parents came in to cosplay only a few years ago. I'm sure you guys would have probably done it sooner if it was socially acceptable,
Then that's what I love so much about cosplay is when I had the kids, I always loved my playtime with them because I started working when I was like 13 and just always used to working really hard. And when I had my kids, I loved the playtime. I loved the time we got to hang out together. And then when they became adults, I had like this empty nest syndrome. I felt so lonely, and then when they started cosplaying, they're like, Mom, you want to join? Oh, I was all about it because, hey, we get to play again. This is awesome.
Yeah. Now we get to play as adults with money and, skills. And
and I know there's probably a lot of people watching. I'm just going to give you a hint at how old she might be. I'm 35. I am 35. So any age, okay? Any age.
You're a brave woman. My mother would kill me if I did that.
She doesn't care.
Will Ashley's mother kill you if you do that?
He doesn't care. But yeah, no, it's one of those things that like it's just like you need to. I think a lot of the preconceived notions of individuals going like, oh, it's only a certain age that needs to change.
Yeah.
If you want to have fun and cosplay, then by all means do it. And don't worry about anything else. She taught me how to, I was, like, oh, I'm too big to be that character. I can't be. And she's like, Ma, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if you're a girl, it doesn't matter if you're a boy, it doesn't matter if you're big or small. So she literally taught me that just do it. If that's who you want to be, and then do it and enjoy it.
Yep. I know what's funny is that was
It's
funny is that's what our parents did. I mean, that's what my mom did. She was like, be whatever you want. It's like, so why wouldn't we carry that over? And I think parents forget that, right? Because they feel, I think maybe they feel they need to be a certain thing at a certain age or certain, standard, which I love that we're all breaking through that all the time, every day.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
It's important.
Yeah.
I could have probably gotten my dad into cosplay too. I bet I would have been able to. That would have been fun. And he was actually so funny because he would want to help. So we would give him like the more like prop things to do. So he would go over there and quietly work and how is this?
Yeah.
I'm like, So I know that secretly he probably would have wanted to do it too.
Well, and your family cosplays with you too. So you have like your sister and your brother, and like my brother cosplays with me, and then like I've got like adopted siblings that cosplay with me too. So it's just like when it becomes a family affair, it's easier because you all know each other really well. So you kind of know what your strengths and weaknesses are. So you can kind of help each other through a convention.
And that's why I don't cosplay with my brother anymore. I told him last time, I'm like, that's it. He just like does it until the day of, and I'm like, don't worry. But yeah, we do have fun as groups, and I'm sure I will cosplay with them again. But usually my sister and I will.
Jess, I'm your sister from another mister now. We I just adopt people. Like, you want to be a family? Okay, you can be family too.
Yeah,
you can be family, and you can be family.
My sister will still cosplay. Like, she joined our EV group, so she'll still cosplay. But my brother, I think he's just so procrastinating. But we did have a great Overwatch group. That was probably one of my favoriteest groups. We all did Overwatch. So me, my sister, her daughter, my brother and his 2 kids, and his now wife. So his girlfriend, his now wife. So that was 9 of us. So that was a lot of fun. And there's like 2 mothers in there and a father. So see?
Yeah. And well, now her niece is getting ready to join, and she wants to be a part of it. She loves the whole cosplay thing. She did, a few years ago, she did. Well, I was Jessica Rabbit, and she was. What was it? What did she? Little Jess or something like that?
Yeah. No.
Because she wanted to be my daughter. So
cute.
So now she's gonna do the Monster High with us. So that'll be
cool.
Oh, I love your Monster High costumes.
Yeah, we somewhere we have another group coming whenever the world's back to normal. So yeah.
So what projects do you have coming up next? Cosplay Mom 3000, Ascheley does cosplay. Is there like another dream cosplay the 2 of you want to do together?
Yeah. So I brought this up recently. I don't know if you remember.
Ariel and Melody?
No, but no. That wasn't what I was talking about. Right. So yeah, we're gonna do Ariel and Melody from The Little Mermaid 2 at some point.
Nice.
It'll probably be like adult version of Melody because I'm a grown up, but it'll still be like the same color schemes, like Ariel's purple dress that she wears in the second movie, Melody's pink ball gown that she wears. I'll probably just do more of like an original design to make it a little more like adult, but I have the fabric for it. I've had it for a while. It was supposed to be for WonderCon last year.
Oh.
And I think I started it and it just never got finished because I was like, I don't think this is going to happen. And then lo and behold, here we are over a year later and it never happened.
Oh.
What were you talking about though?
I was talking about doing I forget her name, but Queen Frostine, I think is her name, from Candyland.
Oh, Candyland.
From the board game.
Yeah, so cute.
So I was going to have her
really
do a Queen Frostine, and I was going to be like the lollipop princess because I thought it would be so cute.
We're all joining you, by the way, so you can assign us roles.
I will absolutely assign roles. Don't think I won't.
Yeah, definitely. Don't give her any ideas.
I'm going to see if Sean will be the candy cane lumberjack guy.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
But yeah, I feel like there's definitely something else that I am forgetting that I was like, oh, we should do that, but it'll come back to me eventually.
Yeah. She's working on Esmeralda right now from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But that's just me.
Yeah.
This will be awesome. See,
and what about you guys? ThermoCosplay and ThermoMom.
I have too many, so she can choose something.
I am actually gonna start a Nuka-Cola Power Armor build.
Oh, cool.
And then I also going to be Arya Taluk. So I've got
Taluk, yeah.
Taluk.
Yeah, so she's going to join me with Mass Effect because I'm doing Irene Kandros from Mass Effect 2, which is a Guardian. And her arch nemesis is Arya Taluk. And so I was like, this would be funny.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and I'm going to be Liara, hopefully.
Yes, you need to join us as Liara.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I need to, get a light under my bum on that, but yeah.
But no, she's gonna do a Nuka-Cola power armor, and then I'm actually gonna be doing. So in Fallout 76, there is this super mutant named Graham, and he has a cow which are called Brahmin, and its name is Charlie Moo, and I'm gonna be Charlie Moo. So cool. I'm basically gonna take the old 50s diner kind of look, and then make it pink and put the weird radiated spots all over it and have a 2-headed cow on my hat.
I can't wait to see what this looks like.
Oh my God. Okay, a couple comments. Michelle says, I can't wait to dress up like a princess to surprise my little girl. Oh, so cute. Pre Rodriguez says, it's so fun cosplaying with my girls and as a family. It's a fun experience, but like Thermo said, as a family, we learn so much the kids can handle and when to take breaks. Oh, for sure. That's a whole another episode we need to do is like cosplayers who become moms. That's always been in my head too. Is like I'm definitely gonna be dressing up my kid until they like fight me back. Like no, you know. So yeah, definitely cute. And I think Michelle, you sent me a picture. Let me find. I just had it. Where is it? Okay. Oh, here we go. My mom is dressed as Queen Serenity, and I wanted to send since. Okay, so there we go. I'm just gonna see if you can see that picture. I know it's a little bit blurry. I'm sorry.
When I
There
send
we
it
go.
to me, I can. If you send it in me Messenger, I can share it on the screen.
Okay, hold on one second. Save. Okay, here we go.
So
I'll send it to you, Sam.
We'll get that,
I'll send it in
up, and then we'll share. You know, it'll be cute. It'll be awesome.
Oh yeah, Ben.
There we go. I just sent it to you.
All right,
There we go.
And Papa Fallout says, what? I guess he did
right,
about this. Nuka-Cola Power Armor is new. Yep, I already have the model currently working on the Power Armor, Ben says. And Papa says, I'm totally in. So cute. She says, these are my cousins and siblings. See, family cosplay. So cute. And she says her mom is Serenity, Princess Serenity.
Aww.
Great picture. Thank you for
That
sharing.
I like that. That's cool. Yeah.
I love that.
Is there anybody out there who like wants to get their parents into cosplay and hasn't like broached the subject yet? Like, let us know. Like, we want to know how we can help.
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. Like, so Selena, when Ascheley first asked you to cosplay, what were your thoughts?
That was the face she made.
He's like, that
was it. She was like,
Yeah.
bewilderment. She was like, "You want me to do what?" I think that like I lured her in with the thought that like, "Hey, we're gonna go to Comic-Con this year, and Ron Perlman's gonna be there," and she was like, "Okay."
Yeah,
So
I've loved him ever since he did Beauty and the Beast with Linda Hamilton.
Yes.
That's a good way to get him in, right? It's like, oh, so you know this, like, you know, celebrity you like?
yeah, that was literally it.
It worked for me.
And it worked out because, like I said, she got a kiss on the cheek.
Yes.
I touched his butt. It was a whole good time.
Yep.
Did he consent, Ascheley?
Yeah.
he said yes with his eyes.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It was an accident. It was not on purpose.
You know how you reach behind
Yeah, I was like
somebody?
holding my hand like behind him, but I didn't realize that I was like on his butt until it was too late. And then when we were like saying goodbye, I went to move it up, and I was like, "Oh no, what have I done?" But I know that he was okay with it because he gave me like a creepy old man shoulder rub, like a little like one of these. And this was when I was dressed as Poison Ivy, so I was kind of scantily clad. So I think that he might have been okay with it.
Ray says, Ray G says, I'd love to get my mom into it, but she's in her 70s and I'm not sure it will ever happen. Hey, go into her fandoms. I'm sure there's something out there she loves.
Yeah, and you know what's
is-
funny is, I met a woman, she's wheelchair bound, she's 82, but she's always loved Wonder Woman. So her mom sewed her a Wonder Woman dress, made her the little gauntlets and the crown, and she wears it to any event they go to. Like, she insists on wearing it every day, so she has to clean it every day because it just makes her feel so powerful. So find something from her era or that really spoke to her, and I guarantee even if it's something that's like reminiscent of, it'll work.
Yeah, definitely. Let us know. Let us know if you try it and how it goes.
So what about you? What happened when I first asked you? How did you feel?
It was funny because I can't think of how many years ago it was. She was talking about something she thought about wanting to get into, right? And I said,
7?
It's been 7.
It's been 7 years that I've been cosplaying.
Yeah, and I was like, well, baby, what is it? And she told me, I was like, what is that? And so
Yeah.
So when she did, I was like, that is so cool. But you know, like when 2 years down the road, she's like, Mom, do you want to cosplay with us? I'm like,
oh,
yes, you know, because
and then we choose this crazy character for her first, so you know. But
if you start off with something really big, it makes it easy for them to say yes in the future because it'll be less going on.
Right.
True. I have yet to have a build. Well, I think my build that was close to being as complicated as Ellie as Lulu is because of all the different layers of belts. And so Lulu was a bit challenging, but it was also it still was a whole lot of fun to make her. I even though she required a lot of integral work, I enjoyed every minute of it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we got some stories.
Create, don't hate.
Cute.
Look at your eye. It's like freaking out.
That's freaking out.
Yeah. But yeah, you gotta have fun sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
yeah.
If you're not having fun, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Words of wisdom right here.
I feel like and I'm sure like as parents, you guys probably feel like you have to fit in some sort of role, right? Like, oh, why are you doing that? You know, you have kids or whatever. But I'm like, who cares? Like, if that's what you want to do. Some parents golf and some parents, I don't know, whatever. You cosplay, you know? Even some parents like sew. You sew and you quilt or whatever. Why can't I just wear what I sew? You know?
I had an employer ask me one time, she's like, well, why do you do that? And I was like, it's a form of art. I'm like
why not?
You know?
Why do you collect stamps, Marsha?
I do with my kids. I get paid. Women. I mean,
there's worse things you could do. You know?
There are much worse like things you could do.
Worse things you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. So what advice would you have for individuals like other mothers and fathers who are thinking about this, but they're scared? What advice would you give them?
No, don't be afraid. Just step out there. You're with your kids. Just step out there and do it. You won't know until you try it.
How about if they don't have kids that cosplay? What if they're like, what if they're the geek?
It's okay. Do it anyway. There's so many. You'll never be rejected. That was my biggest fear. Was I thought, oh, what if someone is like, oh my God, she is way too old to be? But they're not like that. I mean,
no, the cosplay community is so accepting.
Yes,
if you think
really
about back in the Star Wars, you know, the first Star Wars, where those fans went to the theater and dressed up, you know, they've grown up now. They still like dressing up.
That's
right. Exactly. You should have seen me and Ashley at the premiere of Black Panther.
Oh my gosh. That was so much fun.
Face paint.
We did the whole thing. We had like our African garb on. We went to see it in IMAX and like we walked in the theater and we like in the IMAX theater, we like walked up all those steep stairs. Everybody was like, look at that, look at that. You're like, oh, yes. What are they looking at? What are the peasants looking at?
Oh, so cute.
So that was fun. That was definitely one of the few times that we like kind of dressed up in a non-con like environment where it was like a lot of normal people.
And we were not the only ones there. People were playing drums.
Yeah, it was a whole. It was a great time.
That's so cool.
It was a whole thing.
So we are coming close to a close, guys. If you guys watching have any questions, throw them in the chat as we have a couple seconds delay. So we've mentioned what was that like your most favorite cosplay experience, Ascheley, would you say that you with your mom, or do you have something else you want to share?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. What do we?
I don't know. We had a lot of fun at WonderCon.
WonderCon's probably one of our favorites.
Cinderella and the Fairy Godmother.
That was a fun one.
People recognized instantly what we were doing. There was no guessing.
Yeah, they would kind of catch like a glimpse of the back of her. She had the big like collar on, and they'd be like, they'd be like, "Oh my God!" And we'd like turn around, like, "What?
Yes.
So that was pretty fun. I think that might have been my favorite too.
People love that a lot. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Plus, there were all the like beautiful men at WonderCon hanging out.
Oh my God! I had 2 Thors. I had 2 Captain Americas, Indiana Jones, and
I am down with it.
Yes, girl. Yes.
Like cons usually have like the sexy women, right? The sexy, like, you know, scantily clad women.
Yes.
I want to see more scantily clad men.
Thank you.
That's where they are. They're all hiding in California.
That
WonderCon.
one redheaded Thor. He and I are friends on Instagram. Girl.
Oh yeah, isn't he?
Brandon, he's so
Brandon,
nice.
Yeah.
Isn't he a friend of your friend Sam? That redheaded Thor. Doesn't he know?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh wait, no, not you. I think it's Liz. He's the friend of our Zeus, I think. Or he's our Zeus.
Yeah, that's
Isn't he the Zeus?
Yeah, he's Zeus, yeah. Not the redhead guy, the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, his friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know this one too, though.
I know both of those guys.
Yeah, look at the look on my face. I'm like,
oh, yeah, I am a sucker for redheads.
Mm.
Yeah, I am a huge sucker for redheads. Like, definitely.
Yeah, she found him again at a whole different con.
Look
in a
at
whole
that
nother,
smile. She's
in a
like,
whole nother state at a whole different convention. She was like,
I like what I like, okay?
so cute.
this is
And
the real reason she goes with me to conventions. She
hey,
tries
why
to
not?
pretend it's for bonding, but I know it's fine. I already know. I'm
It's
well
fine.
aware of the role I play.
And what about you, ThermoCosplay and ThermoMom? ThermoMom, what would you say is your favorite experience?
My favorite, like cosplay with the kids, or just in general.
Either one, whatever you want to share.
You know, I think that literally my favorite one will always probably be the first one where we did Borderlands.
Yeah.
I think just that first time experience, and it was just, it probably sound really mushy. It was just so touching for me because it was like we were all back together again doing something fun and playing, and it left an amazing memory with me. I love it. I mean,
I think that's rare. Like,
yeah, we did a skit, and it was just everything. We spent so much time together, like building and planning, and it was just a lot of fun.
I feel like, you know, like, and obviously, so what I'm trying to say is, like, you mentioned like you played with your kids when they were kids and then they all grew up and there was no more play, and that's so common with everybody, isn't it? And it's like, and of course, as children get older, there's always that time in between, maybe like teens, early 20s, where there's a lot of like butting heads. I don't know, this is common, I guess. And then of course, as you get older, you become friends again with your parents, right? But there's rarely that time where you get to play together again, right? It's not really very common, because maybe now your adult kids are parents, and then they've got their whole thing, and then it just becomes this like, a cycle of like growing up and being the adult. So I think it's rare for parents to be able to play with their kids again in that same way that they played with as children.
Yeah.
Which is I'm sure it's so much fun. Like, why not? Like, and here's a little off subject, since Sam's looking for pictures, is that like in therapy, apparently there's this really like in-depth therapy center that I had heard of, and what they do is they make the adults carry like a teddy bear. And it sounds so stupid, but they said it's so important for you to find your inner child again.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people that don't, it's kind of like a root of, you know, a lot of their issues, because that's where you feel, I find, the most like true joy is that inner child. So I think cosplay parents are having more fun.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's a really, it's a wonderful bonding time, to where you just set you don't have to think about work or anything like that. This is just your time.
That's true.
Yeah.
When I'm in cosplay, I don't think about all those other things. Like,
I just enjoy the day. What
it's
I'm
one of
doing.
those experiences you can totally immerse yourself in, you know. You're just all
true.
about the cosplay, seeing the other cosplayers there, checking out what's going on, you know. The seminars, the workshops, definitely.
Having that outlet to be able to, let go of the stresses of whatever the week was, or whatever has been transpiring that may be causing you stress or anxiety. Don't worry, go cosplay, and you can just have some time to just let go, let loose, and have fun.
It is completely transformative, isn't it? It's like you can't even help it once you're in that costume. You see yourself in the mirror, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm Ellie today. Yeah, it's like you can't fight it. You can't be like, no, I'm just Trish. Like, no, I'm Ellie.
What was so funny is I was having so much fun being Ellie by the next day, because Ellie she's big, right? So by the next day, I'm going, oh my gosh, I am so sore, and I didn't even know.
You don't, even if you're in pain, sometimes you don't realize it until maybe you sit down or you take something off, and you're like, oh my God. I did not realize.
A good time,
Right. You look back at the pictures and you're like, I had a great time. I may be sore today, but I had a ton of fun.
And the great thing is you can see those pictures and remember how you felt at that moment.
It's so true. Every time I see him, I can remember what we did that day, and just those warm, fuzzy feelings, you know?
Aww.
Plus, another plus side, I know we're going to get off soon, but another plus side I feel like is the older you get, the more, I wouldn't say predictable life becomes, but it becomes a little more like routine. You go to work, you do your regular like chores, you pay your bills, you do all that stuff. And just think about like from the end of the week to the beginning of the next week, in that little time when we usually have cons, for 3 or 4 days, your coworkers are like, oh, like, what'd you do this weekend? I just like walked the dog and I like did, went to the zoo with the family. Not that those things are fun, but and then you have something so like unique that you can tell people like, oh, well, like I was a princess for the weekend.
Yeah.
Or, oh, like I competed in this competition, or I did this with my kid, so
Yeah.
it's a lot more like, I don't know, a little more special and a little more like unique of a
Right.
hobby to have.
My coworkers always used to love to hear what happened at the Comic-Con we went to. Like, we would go to Phoenix Comic-Con Memorial Day weekend. I go back to work the next day. Oh, how was it? Did you guys have a good time? Oh, good. Yes, there were thousands of people there. Everybody loved our costumes. We had so much
And
fun.
showing the pictures, right?
Yeah.
You show them the pictures of all the bulky men.
My coworkers are so tired of looking at my kids' pictures. Oh, look what Ashley did this time. Let me show you this picture. They're so tired of me talking about my kids.
And we're not saying that anyone else that doesn't cosplay is his routine or anything. Like everyone's good to do what they want, but I think that they do have a little bit more interest of like, ooh, what, and that's kind of nice to be able to share that with people who aren't familiar with it, and maybe it'll even give them an interest in it too. So
yeah,
it's true,
absolutely.
I was having my nails done on Friday, and it was so funny because she asked me a question, and I can't remember how it came up, and I was like, "Oh, my kids cosplay. You want to see?" So
oh yeah,
Right, yeah. Oh, and if I had a nickel for every time I've done that.
Definitely.
so cute. Oh, was there anything else you guys wanted to share before we wrap up?
If you haven't cosplay with your kids, or if you want to cosplay and you think you're too old, don't worry
Just
about
do
it.
it.
Just go do it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. If interviewers do become successful in that, like getting your parents to cosplay, like send us a message, please. We would love to hear about it. And I guess we will wrap it up. Let's hear where we can find you guys, because I know definitely Cosplay Mom 3000 is on social media, but I know that ThermoMom is not yet. So maybe that's something that you need to work on. But Ashley, go ahead and share with us.
Me, I am Ascheley Does Cosplay, found on Facebook, Instagram, sometimes Twitter, but not really. And Cosplay Mom 3000 is also on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
Not on Twitter, though.
All right. And Sam?
ThermoCosplay.com is the easiest way to find everything that you have, that I have. And once ThermoMom has something, I'll let you know. But a lot of the photos that she takes are going to be shared on my Instagram, Facebook, all those places as well. Because usually builds together, the tutorials wind up in Instructables too. So
you've got Thermo Sidekick now. Lena's got hers. Might as well have ThermoMom.
I know, because everybody kept asking me about who's that girl that cosplays with you. I'm like, my cosplay sister? They're like, yeah, who is that? I'm like, she's Thermo Cosplay. They're like,
yeah.
Doesn't she have her own page? I'm like, no, we share a page.
Yeah. And then finally she's like, okay, I'll make one. So I'm going to see.
Get on and make one.
I'm sure we'll see ThermoMom soon.
Yes.
Yeah. And guys, I'm Jinx Cosplay. I have a website, jinxcosplay.com, and you can find me on social medias at the Jinx Cosplay, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. I'm not really on there much. And of course, CosTalk Live, we stream on 3 platforms every Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific, Daylight, or Mountain Standard Time. And we stream on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So please check us out. Some of you did follow me and Sam on the build stream. We're going to be doing those every other Wednesday evening, and keep an eye out for that schedule. We won't have one this week, but next week. And then next week's show.
Wait, what evenings do you do them?
Wednesday. Yes, and we are accepting.
You want to come join us?
Yeah, we will have different people joining us as well, just like we do on our weekly streams.
Yeah, next week is Original Glaze is joining us. Original
Okay.
Glaze is a brand new social media for cosplayers that's being developed. It's currently going through alpha testing and is on its way to beta. And they'll be meeting with us and talking through what their goal is.
Yes, absolutely. And then the week after that, guys, we are on a break. So the 23rd, we will not have a show. So if you have any other suggestions or whatever, just send us. We're always open to your messages, guys. Messages for topics or guests. We love to hear from you guys.
Yeah. And at the end of the month, we're going to be doing a Star Wars themed cosplay talk, because it is Star Wars month. And then in the first week of June will be our 52nd episode. So that means we are celebrating 52 weeks, aka a year of streaming. Technically, it's more than that, but we wanted to celebrate 52 weeks. So yeah.
Yay! All right, guys. Well, thank you